Elon Musk says, "I order you to open this right now. This will happen in your house tonight." Elon is trying to alert you by begging you for just 2 seconds. Open this message immediately. This message speaks about an urgent moment where attention is demanded because something unseen but deeply real is already moving toward your life, your home, and your spirit, and it is not about a man's authority but about God using unexpected voices to shake sleeping hearts and awaken them to divine timing. This topic is pointing toward a sudden interruption where God breaks through noise, doubt, and delay to warn, protect, and prepare His chosen ones for what is about to unfold within their own house tonight. This matters because delay could cost peace, clarity, and blessing, and listening now opens the door for covering, alignment, and divine order. Stay until the end because what is unfolding here is not random, not dramatic storytelling, but a spiritual alert meant to settle your heart and position you correctly before God moves. Something urgent is happening right now that demands your attention with seriousness and tenderness at the same time, because heaven does not shout without purpose and God does not interrupt without love. There is a reason this message found you at this exact moment, and it is because God is reaching into your space, your house, and your night to bring correction, protection, and a quiet miracle that will not look loud but will feel undeniable. If you feel a stirring inside your chest while reading this, it is not fear but recognition, because your spirit knows when God is near and when He is speaking through unexpected means. Within the first moments of this message, take a pause in your heart and comment Amen. There are seasons when God speaks gently like a whisper, and there are moments when He uses urgency because time is sensitive, alignment is critical, and obedience must be immediate. This topic speaks of an order being declared, not from human pride, but from divine insistence, where God is saying that opening this message is opening awareness, understanding, and readiness for what is already scheduled to touch your household tonight. It is not about curiosity but about obedience, because God often sends warning before movement, peace before correction, and light before change. Tonight carries weight, and your house is not just walls and rooms but a spiritual environment where peace, protection, and blessing either rest or are disrupted. God is stepping in to guard what belongs to Him, and you are included in that covering because you are seen, known, and chosen even in moments when you felt overlooked. This is why you are being urged to pay attention, because God is shifting something quietly while you remain awake to His voice. If this message is touching your heart and you feel drawn to continue, take a moment to like this video as a sign of agreement and openness to what God is doing right now. This topic uses a surprising name to draw your attention, but the true voice behind it is God, who sometimes uses the familiar to deliver the eternal. God is not confused by platforms, influence, or recognition, and He can speak through anyone or anything to reach the one He loves. The urgency is not meant to scare but to focus you, because distraction has been heavy lately and God is calling you back into stillness and trust before the night unfolds. There is something God wants to prevent, something He wants to heal, and something He wants to restore, and it all begins with awareness. Opening this message is symbolic of opening your heart, your ears, and your home to His presence, because when God enters a house, chaos quiets, fear loses ground, and protection stands at the door. Tonight is not ordinary, and your home is not unnoticed. You may have felt pressure, restlessness, or an unexplainable heaviness recently, and that is often a sign that a breakthrough is near but resistance is also active. God is stepping in before anything touches you, because he does not allow harm to reach what he has marked. His angels move quietly, his mercy arrives early, and his warnings are acts of love. This topic matters because it reminds you that God is not distant, delayed, or silent, but deeply involved in the smallest details of your life, including what happens under your roof and within your walls. Tonight, peace is being assigned, clarity is being restored, and confusion is being removed, not because of effort but because of grace. You are not forgotten, and your house is not unprotected. God sees the prayers you whispered when no one else heard, and He honors the faith you carried even when answers seemed slow. This message is an alert because something is shifting in your favor, and awareness is your invitation to rest instead of worry. The message you opened was not about a man's influence or attention, but a divine moment carefully positioned in your life to bring you into alignment with something heaven has already planned for your home. When God sends a warning, it is never meant to frighten but to prepare, and when He urges you to pay attention, it is because something is about to be rearranged for your good. This night is not ordinary because heaven has assigned something to take place in your household that will change how you walk through the rest of this year. You might not feel the shift in your physical body, but in the realm of the Spirit, doors are opening and strongholds are being broken. There is an atmosphere of breakthrough already entering your home, and though your eyes may not yet see it, your spirit is already beginning to sense it. The message you were given was God's hand reaching out to you, gently but firmly, saying it is time to stop running from what He has been trying to give you. For too long, you have been surrounded by battles you never asked for and carrying weights you didn't create, but still, you never gave up. Even when no one saw how tired you were, you still showed up for others. Even when confusion tried to cloud your heart, you kept your hope alive. That is why tonight is different. It's not just a night to rest your body, but a night to restore your spirit. God is not asking you to perform or strive, but simply to open your heart and your house to what He is about to do. He is walking through your walls with peace that surpasses all understanding, and He is silencing the voices that have tried to convince you that nothing will ever change. Tonight, the Lord Himself is placing His hand over your household, not with punishment but with purpose, not with anger but with mercy. His presence is not coming to take anything away from you, but to return to you what was stolen, delayed, or denied. God is declaring over your life that the waiting was not wasted and the weeping was not ignored. This is not a coincidence. The timing of this message, the words reaching your heart, and the pull you feel to keep reading are all signs that the Holy Spirit is stirring something inside you. Not every storm is visible, but God sees the ones you hide behind your smile. He knows the nights when sleep doesn't come easily, and the thoughts that run through your mind when the world grows quiet. That is why this moment is not about a man's name, but about a divine reminder that you are seen, and heaven has scheduled something for you tonight. Every corner of your house is being covered right now. The places that have felt cold, the areas filled with tension, the rooms where fear tried to sit down and stay, all of them are now becoming territory for God's peace to reign. The spiritual atmosphere of your home is being washed and recentered. God is bringing His presence into your space, because when He moves into a house, everything inside has to shift. Arguments begin to dissolve, hidden bitterness starts to heal, and invisible chains begin to break. There are blessings that have been circling your name, looking for the right moment to land, and this is that moment. Tonight is not about a feeling, but about a divine decision. God has decided that your house will not be a place of warfare anymore, but a place of worship. He has decided that your sleep will no longer be interrupted by anxiety but filled with rest. He has decided that you will not carry spiritual battles alone, because his angels are already stationed at every entrance and exit, guarding what belongs to you. You may not see it, but in the spiritual realm, your house is glowing right now with divine light. The kind of light that cannot be put out by darkness, the kind of light that makes demons retreat, the kind of light that carries God's favor and declares, "This home is protected." You are being reminded tonight that you are chosen, not because of your perfection, but because of your surrender. You didn't earn this protection by being flawless, but by being faithful, even in your brokenness. If you trust that something divine is already entering your house tonight, comment 222. Let this be the night where fear finally breaks its grip. Let this be the night where your children begin to sleep peacefully again, where your body begins to feel light again, where your mind stops racing long enough for peace to sit with you. God is not finished with your house. In fact, He is just beginning. Every painful moment you endured behind closed doors is now becoming a testimony of how God turns broken places into altars of praise. You are not forgotten in this world filled with noise and distraction. You are not invisible to the one who created every star. His eyes are on your house tonight, not just your heart, because He understands that the environment you live in affects your spirit deeply. That is why this moment carries weight. He is not just visiting your house, He is reclaiming it. God is evicting every spirit that brought confusion, heaviness, or division, and in its place, He is planting peace, unity, and divine protection. There will be a shift in conversations, a change in atmosphere, and even a visible peace that others can feel when they enter. You will begin to notice the absence of heaviness, the quiet removal of emotional chaos, and the sweet presence of God resting over you like a blanket. So breathe, not just with your lungs, but with your spirit. Rest tonight knowing that heaven has not just heard you, it has moved for you. What happens in your house tonight is not something to fear, but something to receive. There is a fresh wind coming, not through your windows, but through your spirit, bringing with it a reminder that God never forgets His promises. And tonight, the answers are not being delayed anymore. God is not only listening, He is acting, and His presence is entering your house with full authority to restore what the enemy thought he could destroy. This is not just another night. This is divine timing. This is a holy interruption meant for you. There are moments in life when God does not wait for us to be ready because His love moves before our understanding catches up. What is happening tonight in your home is the result of prayers you forgot you prayed. Some of those prayers were spoken through tears, some were buried in your heart out of fear of being disappointed again, but God never forgets a cry from His child. Even when time has passed and your hope has faded, God remembers. That is why this moment matters. This is the appointed time. Your house has been marked by the blood of the Lamb. The same way God protected the homes of His people in Egypt, He is covering yours now. This protection is not based on how strong you feel, but on the covenant of mercy that covers your life. He is releasing peace where there was pressure. He is releasing calm where there was chaos. He is releasing provision where there was lack. He is releasing healing where there was pain. And it will not come loudly. It will come softly, like a gentle wind that fills every room without forcing itself in, but once it arrives, nothing will be the same. Let yourself believe again. Let your heart open without fear. The reason this message found you is because God did not want this moment to pass without reaching you first. When He sends a word like this, it means something has already begun to move. You may not see the evidence yet, but that's the beauty of how God works. He often moves first, then confirms it later, so you will know that it was Him all along. There is someone reading this right now who has felt like giving up. You felt like nothing is changing no matter how hard you try. You've been faithful, you've prayed, you've held on, but deep down you wonder if God even sees you anymore. Let this be your confirmation that He does. Not only does He see you, but He has already commanded the shift to begin in your favor. What's coming into your house tonight is not just comfort, it's divine order, bringing things into alignment that have been disjointed for too long. It may feel like you've been overlooked, but God has been protecting you in ways you couldn't understand. That delay you hated was actually Him shielding you from things not meant to harm you but to distract you from your real purpose. That closed door was not rejection but redirection, and tonight, what's being opened in your home is clarity. Not just answers, but peace that allows you to stop needing every answer. You are not fighting this alone. The angels of the Lord are encamped around your home. They are standing guard while you sleep. They are lifting the weight from your shoulders and replacing it with peace. The enemy has tried to make you believe that your home is under attack, that things will never be the same, that relationships will stay broken and that restoration will never come, but that is a lie. Tonight, the Spirit of God is re-establishing your home as a sanctuary, a place of peace, refuge, and protection. If you believe God is shifting things in your home even now, comment 333. This shift is not temporary. This is not an emotional high. This is a divine establishment of something lasting. Your home is being cleansed spiritually. Every atmosphere of fear, every spiritual heaviness, every lingering presence of discouragement is being removed by the power of the Holy Spirit. The enemy has no legal right to stay where the blood of Jesus reigns. And His blood is over your home, your doorways, your windows, your children, your rest, your finances, your relationships, your thoughts, and your future. God is going room by room. Where there has been grief, He is bringing comfort. Where there has been confusion, He is bringing clarity. Where there has been strife, He is bringing unity. The shift is not just external, but internal, from within your spirit outward. Because when God moves in a house, He starts with the heart. Your heart is becoming fertile ground for joy again, for hope again, for trust again. The walls around your heart are being softened by His touch. What you have carried silently for so long is now being lifted. He knows how long you've been waiting for peace, how long you've been praying for breakthrough, how many times you've asked for signs. This is it. This message is not random. This is heaven tapping on the door of your spirit, saying, I am here. I never left you. I'm moving now. This night will leave a mark not because of what falls apart, but because of what comes together. The healing of your heart. The return of your joy. The stillness in your sleep. The silence of your fears. These things will not arrive because you force them, but because you finally let God carry what you could no longer hold. The Spirit of God is close. Closer than your breath. And He is not passing by, He is staying. Tomorrow, you will wake up different. Not because all your problems have disappeared, but because the weight they carried will no longer sit on your chest. You will breathe easier. You will walk lighter. You will see clearer. Because when God enters a house, He doesn't just bless it, He transforms it. And tonight, that transformation has already begun. Tonight, in your home, something holy has already begun. You may not see a loud miracle or a sudden visible change, but the atmosphere is shifting quietly, faithfully, and permanently. Heaven doesn't need to announce itself in thunder. Sometimes it enters like peace that fills every corner, like warmth that wraps around your soul, like hope that suddenly makes breathing easier. And right now, that's what is happening for you. This moment is not ordinary. It is sacred. Because when God places His hand over a house, it becomes a sanctuary. It becomes a place where angels dwell, where protection becomes the atmosphere, and where healing is not just a prayer but a reality. The heaviness that has lingered in your home is lifting now, not by your strength, but by His mercy. The confusion that has clouded your mind is clearing, because His peace is taking over. And the fear that has visited your nights is losing its grip, because where God dwells, fear cannot remain. He is doing this not because you are perfect, but because you are His. You are chosen. You are marked. And even when you didn't feel worthy, even when you doubted, even when you questioned if He was still near, God never stepped away. He remained. Through every storm, through every disappointment, through every closed door, He stayed close. And now, in this divine moment, He is stepping into your space, not to judge you, not to punish you, but to restore what life tried to steal. God is making a quiet declaration over your home tonight. He is saying, "Peace, be still." Not just to the outside world, but to the inner turmoil. To the thoughts that won't slow down. To the worries that keep waking you up. To the voices that keep telling you nothing will ever change. He is speaking calm into your chaos. He is planting stillness into the places that have been restless. And it is not temporary. It is lasting. It is rooted in His word, which never returns empty. If you believe your house is becoming a resting place for God's presence tonight, comment 555. There is something sacred about the way God works. He never rushes, never panics, never needs to shout to prove His authority. Instead, He enters like a gentle fire, soft but unshakable. And that fire is burning in your home tonight. Not to destroy, but to purify. To make space for the new things He is about to bring. The doors He's about to open. The peace He's about to multiply. This is not just a good feeling. This is God preparing your home for what's next. There has been a weight you've been carrying, one you haven't even told anyone about. You smile through it, you manage your responsibilities, but inside, something has felt stuck. Something has felt like it's been pressing against your chest, like a silent pressure that won't let go. But tonight, in the presence of God, that pressure is melting. Not because you figured it out, but because you surrendered. That one moment of opening your heart and saying, "God, I need you," was all it took for him to move. He is not looking for perfection. He is looking for openness. And you gave him that. So now he's responding with presence, power, and peace. The kind of peace that makes no sense to the world. The kind of peace that holds you steady even when nothing around you changes yet. That's how you know it's from him. It doesn't depend on circumstances. It flows from his nature, and his nature is peace, comfort, and faithfulness. You might have been through seasons where it felt like your prayers were bouncing off the ceiling, like your faith was unnoticed, like your tears were invisible. But not one cry went unheard. Not one moment of pain was missed. Heaven saw it all. And God was never far. He was storing up every cry, every tear, every whispered prayer, and now, he's pouring the answer back into your home. That's why it feels like something is different tonight. Because it is. You're not imagining it. That calm you're starting to feel is real. That sense of hope that's rising again, it's not false. That small flicker of joy you can't explain, it's not fake. That's God. That's His Spirit confirming to you that He's near. That He's moving. That He's working behind the scenes in ways you could never organize on your own. And you don't have to make it happen. You only need to stay in the place of surrender. Your house is now covered, not just physically but spiritually. The kind of covering that blocks unseen attacks. The kind that brings protection to your sleep, clarity to your thoughts, peace to your heart, and divine order to your environment. God is not allowing the enemy to linger in spaces where He has now placed His name. Your home has become a place of promise. It is being marked with blessing. What once felt like chaos will now feel like calm. It will be different now. You will begin to notice how arguments begin to lose their heat. How sudden tensions dissolve without explanation. How strange peace settles even in the middle of uncertainty. This is what happens when God lives with you, not just in theory, but in truth. And tonight, that truth has come home to stay. What used to feel heavy will now begin to feel lighter. Not all at once, but steadily. Like the sunrise inching over the horizon, light is creeping in. Even the atmosphere around you is being made new. Old pain is losing its voice. Old disappointments are losing their influence. And your home is being rewired spiritually to carry light, blessing, and breakthrough. Don't worry if you can't explain it. Just receive it. Let it do what it came to do. This is not an accident. This is God's timing colliding with your need and creating something holy. Soon, others will walk into your house and say they feel peace there. They will notice the difference without knowing why. That's because the Spirit of God is real, and His presence leaves a mark. You will walk through your own rooms and feel comfort instead of dread. You will sit in silence and hear peace instead of pressure. You will rest and wake up lighter. Because the Lord has moved in. You have waited for this. Whether you knew it or not, your heart has longed for this kind of stillness, this kind of clarity, this kind of covering. And now it is yours. Not for a moment, but for a new season. Your house is not just a place to live anymore, it's a place where God lives. And when God is in the house, everything begins to change. You are not alone. You are not unprotected. You are not forsaken. Tonight proves that. The fact that this message reached you, that you stayed to the end, that your heart is moved, these are not coincidences. It's because what's happening in your house tonight is not about a surface change, it's about a full spiritual transformation. Something that begins silently but leaves a permanent mark. The kind of change that rewrites what you thought your future would look like. The kind of change that only God can bring. You've held on through long nights. You've endured in seasons where nothing made sense, when you felt like you were pushing through fog, when each day took strength you didn't even know you had. And God saw it all. He was never absent. He was counting every sigh, every tear, every quiet moment when you said, "God, I don't know how, but I still trust you." That kind of trust has power. That kind of trust calls heaven into your reality. That kind of trust draws miracles right into your home. And tonight, that miracle has already begun. There is a shifting in your favor that cannot be undone. The enemy fought you hard because he saw what was coming. He tried to bring division, confusion, and weariness into your space because he knew what your house was about to carry. He knew what you were about to walk into. He knew the blessing being prepared behind the scenes, and he tried everything to distract you before it arrived. But he failed. Because here you are. Still standing. Still trusting. Still waiting for God. And now, God is stepping in to do what only He can do. There is a fresh oil being poured out in your house tonight. Oil that brings healing to the dry places, oil that restores what's been broken, oil that softens hearts and brings unity where there's been division. The kind of oil that runs deep and stays. You don't have to beg for it. It's already flowing. Not because of how long you've waited, but because of how near your breakthrough is. The wait did not break you, it positioned you. If you can feel this word confirming something inside your spirit, take a moment and comment 1212. God has been preparing your heart for what's coming. That feeling of restlessness you've had lately, that sense of something stirring but you couldn't explain it, that was your spirit recognizing that the environment around you was being restructured by heaven. You're not imagining the shift. It's real. The sudden clarity. The deep breath that feels like your first real one in weeks. The quiet strength rising in your chest. This is the Holy Spirit settling into your home and making everything new. He's healing relationships in your house. The ones that have felt tense. The ones that seem to fall apart without reason. The ones where love still exists but words became too sharp, or silence became too loud. God is not only restoring hearts, He's renewing the way you see each other. He's opening your eyes to grace again, helping you see with compassion instead of defense. Where there was distance, He is bringing closeness. Where there was pain, He is releasing healing. And in the quiet, He's speaking to your children. Even if they're in the other room, even if they're sleeping, even if they've pulled away and stopped talking to you about faith, the Spirit of God is reaching them. He's not limited by what they say or how they act. He's marking their hearts with seeds of truth that will grow. You may not see it right away, but fruit is coming. Keep loving them. Keep speaking life over them. God is doing more than you can imagine. There is something deeply sacred about a home touched by God. You'll begin to notice how certain thoughts don't have power over you anymore. How you no longer carry the same emotional exhaustion. How even your dreams begin to shift. Because once God moves in, He starts to align every area of your life with His peace. Your house becomes more than shelter, it becomes a vessel of His presence. Some of you have been through seasons where your home didn't feel safe. Maybe physically, emotionally, or spiritually. And the wounds of that past still linger in the atmosphere. But God is rewriting the atmosphere. The memories that triggered pain will start to lose their sting. The walls that once echoed with tension will begin to carry peace. This is how thorough His healing is. He doesn't just fix things halfway. He brings full restoration. He's even speaking into your finances tonight. For every anxious thought about not having enough, for every tight moment that made you question if things would ever feel stable again, He's breathing peace into that area. Provision is coming. Not just barely enough, but exactly what you need, when you need it. He knows your needs before you even speak them, and He's already making a way. Let your heart rest. Let your mind be quiet. He has not forgotten you. You might not have seen the fruit of your faith yet, but that doesn't mean it's not growing. Seeds grow underground before they break the surface. And right now, your house is a field where seeds are breaking through the soil. You've watered them with prayer. You've nourished them with trust. And now, the season is shifting. Harvest is near. Do not despise the quiet. That's where growth happens. That's where God speaks loudest. And even now, angels are being assigned to guard your space. Not as a distant thought, but as a reality. The spiritual atmosphere of your home is guarded. Covered. Watched over by heaven. Nothing unclean, nothing sent to bring harm, nothing formed in darkness will be able to cross the threshold. Because when God says, "This house is mine," everything else must leave. Let this truth sink deep. You are not at the mercy of your past. Your house is not stuck in cycles. You are not doomed to repeat the same pain. You have a covering now. And that covering is sacred. The Lord has made a home in your house. Not just as a visitor, but as a dwelling place. He will remain. Through storms. Through changes. Through every chapter ahead. This is why your heart feels different right now. It's why your spirit is more still than before. It's why the noise is quieter, and the weight feels lighter. God is already doing what He promised. And it started the moment you believed. Let this night be the night everything began to turn. Not because everything suddenly looks perfect, but because something shifted inside you, and inside your house, that will never go back to the way it was. Because God never lets pain be meaningless. He turns even the most broken pieces into the foundation for something beautiful, something stable, something sacred. And now, that foundation is being laid right inside your house, not with bricks, but with peace, healing, and purpose. What is happening in your house tonight is not small. Even if it feels quiet, even if you can't describe it in words, your spirit can feel the shift. That stillness you feel is not emptiness. It's the presence of God resting on every room, every hallway, every heart under your roof. He is not waiting outside. He has entered in. He is sitting with you. He is standing beside you. He is guarding your rest. He is covering your home in ways seen and unseen. He's restoring what was stolen. The laughter that left without warning. The closeness that faded under the pressure of survival. The joy that once made your house feel like a home. It's all being returned. Maybe not in the way you expected. Maybe not on your timeline. But His word never fails. And if God has spoken life over your house, not even the strongest storm can undo that word. Your prayers were not in vain. The ones you whispered while cleaning the kitchen. The ones you cried while lying awake at night. The ones you said silently while driving, while working, while holding yourself together in front of others. Heaven caught every single one. And now, the answers are being sent, not all at once, but steadily, faithfully, and perfectly on time. If this word is reaching something deep inside you, something that feels like it was written exactly for your heart, comment 777. God is not only restoring you, He is reviving your household. The tiredness that sat on your shoulders for too long is being lifted. The pressure that felt too heavy to name is being broken. There is rest coming, not just for your body, but for your spirit. The kind of rest that allows you to stop trying to carry everything alone. Because you were never meant to carry this by yourself. You were meant to walk with God, hand in hand, covered, protected, and deeply loved. This night carries a mantle of renewal. God is not patching old things, He is doing something new. That means old fears will not rule your home anymore. Old ways of thinking will not limit your peace anymore. Old spiritual heaviness has no authority here anymore. The Spirit of God is cleansing the atmosphere of your house, sweeping out every lingering darkness, and replacing it with light that doesn't just fill a room, it changes the room completely. There are some blessings that couldn't reach you until now, because your heart had been surviving, not receiving. But tonight, the wall between survival and surrender has come down. God sees that you're open, even if you still feel unsure. And that openness is all He needs to begin pouring in what you didn't even know you needed. Clarity. Comfort. A fresh sense of hope. All of it is coming now, not as a reward for perfection, but as the fruit of simply saying, God, I need you here. There is no shame in needing Him. There is no weakness in admitting you can't do it alone. In fact, that humility is what invites His strength. Because God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. And your humility, your honesty, is creating space for grace to flood in. You will begin to notice how the heaviness lifts, how the pressure loosens, how your heart begins to beat softer, slower, steadier. He's not only moving in your physical home. He's moving in the home of your heart. He's rearranging priorities. He's silencing the noise. He's reminding you what matters most. The people you love. The peace you long for. The presence you've missed. All of it is being brought back into focus. Because God is not interested in just changing your surroundings, He wants to change the rhythm of your life. There is a divine stillness entering your house now. The kind of stillness that carries answers. The kind that brings healing into conversations. The kind that allows miracles to grow quietly in places where you once saw only pain. This is what happens when the Holy Spirit makes a home in your space. Everything aligns with heaven. Not through pressure, but through peace. You don't have to strive anymore. You don't have to force anything to happen. You just need to stay open, stay willing, stay present in this moment. Because the God who is moving now is not finished yet. He is setting things in motion that will ripple through every area of your life. You may have thought this was just about a moment of comfort, but this is so much deeper. This is legacy. This is generational. What God is establishing in your home tonight will not end with you. Your children will feel it. Your relationships will reflect it. Your decisions will flow from a place of peace instead of panic. This is more than comfort, it's calling. God is calling your house a place of His presence. Not because you earned it, but because He chose it. He has chosen your home as a dwelling place, and because of that, no weapon formed against it will prosper. Not one. Even in the nights to come, when the world feels heavy and the news gets louder, your home will remain a refuge. A place where His presence speaks louder than the storm. A place where His love silences every fear. A place where worship rises without needing music. A place where healing comes without needing words. Because where God lives, everything lives. And now He lives here. In your space. In your story. In your family. This is not a season, it's a shift. A new beginning. A deep restoration. Let it settle into your heart like water into dry ground. Let it fill every space inside you that's been tired, afraid, and unsure. Because from this night forward, your house is not just your address, it's a testimony. You didn't miss the moment. You didn't scroll past the word you were meant to hear. You didn't miss the covering God sent to protect you. You are right where you need to be, and everything that needs to happen is already in motion. Heaven is not late. God is not done. And this night will be remembered in the Spirit as the night peace came to stay. It's not just comfort. It's a holy shift. God has taken what felt heavy and quietly exchanged it for rest. Not just physical rest, but spiritual alignment that brings everything inside your home back under the covering of His love. You didn't realize it, but the battle you've been walking through has been not only for your mind, not only for your peace, but for the atmosphere of your home. The enemy has been trying to stake a claim where he has no authority. He tried to bring disorder, frustration, division, and confusion into your space because he knows that when a household is united, it becomes a fortress that hell cannot break. But God has drawn a boundary. His presence has declared, "This house belongs to me." If you feel the presence of God resting in your home as you read these words, comment 999. There is a reason God is focusing on your house tonight. Because your home is not just where you live, it's where His promises are planted. It's where your prayers were birthed. It's where your tears hit the floor when no one saw. And now, He is reclaiming every inch of it. The Spirit of God is moving like a quiet wind, brushing through your space, cleansing it, reviving it, and most of all, protecting it. This isn't something you need to fight for anymore. You don't have to force it. You don't have to earn it. God has already moved. His protection isn't just coming, it has arrived. The things that once tormented your sleep, the anxious thoughts that stayed up with you, the shadows that hung over the peace in your household, those things are being removed. Not by your might, but by His Spirit. He is sanctifying your home. That means He's making it holy ground. It means that every argument, every loss, every heartbreak, every moment of weakness is being covered now by His mercy. God does not just forgive, He restores. He makes things new. He brings a kind of healing that lasts longer than a day. A healing that stays, that builds, that transforms everything it touches. You're going to start noticing the change. Not just in how you feel, but in how others feel when they enter your home. The air will feel different. The tone will shift. There will be more laughter, less tension. There will be more understanding, less judgment. That's because where God dwells, love leads. And love is entering your space now in ways you haven't felt in a long time. The tension that sat in certain rooms for years, God is clearing it. The words that were spoken in frustration and created wounds, God is healing them. The coldness that crept in during seasons of emotional distance, God is warming it again. He's reminding you of what truly matters. Not the stress, not the busyness, not the chaos of the outside world, but the people right in front of you and the peace He is restoring around them. He's speaking over every room. Over your bedroom, He's declaring rest. Over your kitchen, He's releasing provision. Over your living room, He's establishing connection. Over the rooms your children sleep in, He's placing angelic protection. This is not just comfort, it's consecration. Your home is being set apart, and everything in it is coming under the blood of Jesus. Even your future plans are being rewritten through the lens of peace. You've been trying to make decisions from a place of pressure, but God is softening that. He's showing you that when His peace leads, wisdom follows. You won't have to second-guess every step anymore. You'll know what to do next because clarity is now living where confusion once stood. This moment is not emotional hype. It is a divine appointment. Something has shifted in the spirit. There is a weight being removed from your shoulders, one you forgot you were carrying because it had been there for so long. But God never intended for you to carry the pressure of your household on your own. He is stepping in now and saying, "Let me carry this with you." Let your guard down in His presence. Let Him sit with you in the silence. He does not need your performance, only your permission. And tonight, He has it. You've opened your heart. You've opened your home. And now, heaven is doing what it always does, bringing light into darkness, hope into despair, and rest into the weary places. You'll notice even your thoughts becoming softer, more still, more focused on what's good. That's what the presence of God does. It trains your mind to see from a place of peace. No more racing thoughts. No more spiraling worry. No more constant fear of what's next. Just trust. Just rest. Just knowing that if He's in your house, He's already taken care of the outcome. There is a new chapter beginning tonight. One where your home is not marked by stress or survival but by the steady rhythm of grace. This rhythm will shape how you speak to your loved ones. It will shape how you respond to hard moments. It will shape how you handle uncertainty. Because now, your house has been touched by God's hand, and that touch changes everything. You've done your best to hold it all together. But now, God is doing what you couldn't. He's holding you. He's holding your family. He's holding your future. The pressure is not on you anymore. The fight is not yours. The covering is His. And He never fails. You are stepping into a new environment without leaving your house. Because the old atmosphere has passed. The spiritual heaviness has lifted. You are not standing in the same home you were in before this word found you. You are standing in a protected place, a holy place, a chosen place. Tonight, God has reminded you that your house is a place He's proud to dwell in. Not because it's perfect, but because it's surrendered. He sees every flaw, every mess, every imperfection, and still, He calls it home. Because He is not looking for perfect places. He is looking for willing hearts. Let this truth hold you tonight. Let it cover you like a blanket. God is in your house. He's not leaving. He's not visiting. He's staying. Every corner is filled with peace now. Every door is guarded. Every fear is silenced. And every heart is being held. The atmosphere in your home has changed, and your spirit knows it even if your mind is still catching up. You've entered into a season where God's presence is not something you're chasing, it's something you're living in. It's resting over you, surrounding you, going before you and staying behind you, filling every gap you didn't know existed. This is the moment you've been waiting for, even if you didn't know how to ask for it. God is not in a hurry to leave. He doesn't come and go like the world does. He doesn't bless and then forget. When He places His hand on a home, it becomes a sanctuary. Not because everything in it is perfect, but because everything in it has been surrendered. That is exactly what you've done. Even when you were tired, even when you were uncertain, even when you were weak, you stayed open. And that openness has become an altar. Your home is now carrying the fragrance of worship, not through songs, but through surrender. If your heart can feel this peace resting even deeper now, comment 1010. There is a rebuilding happening in your house. It's not about furniture or walls, it's about structure, spiritual structure. God is reordering everything to reflect His presence. Where things once felt out of balance, you'll begin to notice harmony. Where the days felt too short, you'll find clarity and ease. Where you once reacted in frustration, you'll begin responding in grace. This is what it looks like when the Spirit of God lives with you. He brings order out of chaos, direction out of confusion, and healing out of brokenness. You're going to notice your priorities shift. Things that once felt urgent won't matter as much. The weight of needing to prove yourself will begin to fall away. The pressure of always holding it all together will start to ease. Because when God becomes the center of your home, striving becomes unnecessary. There's nothing more to perform. You are loved, covered, and kept. That's enough. And the people in your life will feel it. The shift in you. The calm. The rest. The security. Your relationships will begin to soften, not because others change, but because your heart is rooted in something deeper now. You'll be less reactive, more present. You'll begin to listen not just with your ears but with your spirit. Conversations will carry healing instead of tension. Silence will become peaceful instead of uncomfortable. This is the fruit of God's presence taking over your space. The cycles that try to repeat themselves in your home, cycles of miscommunication, financial struggle, fear, emotional disconnect, those cycles are breaking now. They do not get to continue past this moment. Because where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. Not partial freedom. Complete freedom. You don't have to earn it.